Hi everybody, this is John Lochenko once again, and today I'll be working on my activity 4 in Advanced Java. Let's now check on the instructions. So I have to write a simple factorial program or calculator program. The program should perform the following. First, ask the user to enter the name of the employee. Second is to prompt the user to select between full-time or part-time by pressing either F for full-time or P for part-time. Next, if pressed F, ask the user to enter his monthly salary, then display his name and salary. Followed by, if F is pressed, ask the user to enter his rate. That's going to be pay per hour, the number of hours he worked, and the number of overtime. Then display his name and the wage. The computation of the overtime is here. So it's hours of overtime multiplied by the rate, which is rate per hour multiplied by 125%. And then if an invalid letter is pressed, meaning if the user was able to put any number aside from F or P, then the program will display an accurate error message. So below are the sample output, and then here's the rubrics. All right, so let's proceed now with my codes. Okay, so for the package, I name it Factorial Calculator, and then I have the codes now here. So for the choice, whether it's gonna be a P or an F, it's of course the type of the input or the data is character, hourly rate, basic, overtime pay, gross pay, monthly salary is I use double while I use string for the employee. Integer for hours work and overtime. So this is the process that we're gonna do. So okay, so first we have to do factorial calculator. I'll be asking for the name of the user, and then the user will trigger either F or P if the employee is full-time or a part-time kind of employee, and then it will trigger a choice. So the switch, the customer will have either two choices, either P or F. So for P, once the employee or the user chooses P, the system would define the employee as a part-time employee. The system will be asking for the hourly rate or the rate per hour, and then the number of hours worked, followed by the overtime or number of overtime. Then it will automatically display the name of the employee plus the basic pay, overtime pay, and the actual or the calculated gross pay. So after that, or if in the case that the user will choose F, then the system would trigger a notification that the user is a full-time employee. The program will be asking for the monthly salary, and then after that the system will populate the name of the employee plus the monthly salary and then the gross pay. So once the user was able to choose an invalid letter, meaning not an F or a P, then the system would give us this error message that says like invalid input or terminate keyword detect, and that's the end of the program. So let's now try to run the program. Here's the code. So let's now run the program and test. So here the program is asking for the employee name. Let's try to use my name. And then it asks if full-time or part-time or F or P. I'm gonna put F. So system is now asking for the monthly salary. So let's say 50,000. So as expected, the program displays the name of the employee, the monthly salary, and the gross pay. So let's try now to make use of P, right? So let's still put the name of the employee. Let's now try P. So it says here that since we chose P, the employee is a part-time employee. So let's put in the rate per hour. So let's say the rate is 500 per hour. Number of hours worked, let's say 20 hours. Number of overtime, let's make it 10 hours. All right, so as expected, the system auto-populated the name of the employee that we put in, and then the basic pay, um, which is 10,000, and then the overtime pay, which is 6,250. That's based on our formula earlier, which is the basic times 125%. So the employee will be taking home 16,250 as the gross pay. And now let's try to make use of an invalid letter. So let's try to use J. Let's put first the name of the employee. I'm sorry. And then, yeah, let's choose an invalid letter. So let's make use of J. So here's the error message. It says invalid input or terminate keyword detected. And that's the end of the program. So that's it. I hope I was able to help you with this activity for today. Thank you so much for listening, and you may have a good one. Bye now.